see if I get some ice. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Don't do that.
Look what you did. You almost made a mess.
You're recording too?
Yep. Hi.
Alright. Mix it and then let's... Whoa. That's pee-pee. Bussin'. I f with it. Oh, sorry. I fart with it. Are you recording too? Alright. Mix it and then let's... You like it?
It's okay.
That's pee-pee.
It doesn't taste like Peeps, so that's good.
Uh-huh, you don't know anything about Peeps. Look.
No, Peeps taste like booty hole.
Peeps.
With somebody, dance with somebody, with somebody who loves me. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the beat with somebody.
Pay attention, keep the beat. You've got natural rhythm. You're my child. I have rhythm. Oh, Lucy, get the rhythm.
Where did I get my rhythm from? I don't have it.
Rising up,
You're not even
back
there.
on the street. Or did my time. Chances.
Early.
Here.
Oh
I'll
no,
sing
he's
it.
awesome. Alright, here we go.
Shut up while I'm trying to sing.
Here we go.
Back on the street.
I can't take it.
Did my time, took my chance, well. When the dance is I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's a thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rivals.
Mr. Duke, you know me. Don't you just sit there and stare at me. That's creepy. This is what he always does. Every time I come to stay here, it's like he doesn't remember who I am. I'm at a family friend's house watching their animals for the night. They're going out of town for the evening. They'll be back tomorrow, like mid-afternoon. So I'm just staying here for the night. And like I said, Duke up there thinks that he has no idea who I am. I think your brain's the size of a peanut, pal. Which is weird because he's incredibly smart. Like I can let him outside in the front yard. Totally fine. Doesn't even run off to chase cars or anything. He's totally fine. And he comes back in when I tell him to, but you won't come down here and see me. But at least the cats are nice. Marvin was up here just a minute ago. He went downstairs in the basement, and I haven't seen Bella yet. I guess if anybody needs animal sitting, I'm available. I'm pretty good with animals, except ones that think they don't know me and think they don't like me. When you literally slept with me for a week over the summer, I watched this house and these dogs over the summer, and the dude literally was in bed with me first night, snuggled up against me. So, I don't want to hear it, pal. Alright? You're stuck with me tonight. So not long after I recorded that last segment, Miss Bella here decided that she was gonna lay up here on top of this this big shelf. How you doing up there, Bella? Good talk. And then there's Marvin. You're not quite loafing. You have your paws out, but you're kind of loafing. So I'm putting together a remake. I don't know if this remake is going to be out by the time this vlog comes out, so I won't say what the episode is, but you could probably tell what it is from this little screenshot here, but I decided to show you guys how I achieve this effect right here. This is a video file here, so if I hit play here, you can see that, you know, over here Percy moves, and obviously this face here that I've made shouldn't be there. Like, it should be Gordon's regular face. So what I do is, before I move any character, I take a photo of each of the characters in a static shot, and then I don't move the camera. This effect cannot be achieved, at least with the stuff that I'm working with. It can't be achieved if the camera's moving. So I take a static shot of them. I go over to my program I use. It's called Pixlr. And basically, I remove everything from the image except for the face, Gordon's face right here. And then I add it back in to the actual video file and just paste it over top of the face that's on the wooden model here. So that's a digital face. So that's the secret. It's really not all that complicated. It's just hard to do when your camera moves ever so slightly. That's actually the problem with one of the shots from earlier on in this remake. I have to go back and reshoot that because the camera was moving too much, and it just looks weird when everything else is moving in the frame but the face is standing still. So there's no way for me to fix that, unfortunately, except for going back and reshooting it. But I'm experimenting a lot more with these type of shots. I did one with, the first time I ever did this, I did it with Derek, because I just got that model, and Thomas in, I think it was episode 2 of my Wooden Railway series, my remastered season 1. I attempted that kind of shot, and honestly, it looks pretty good today too, and I think these shots are going to look pretty good as well once you guys finally get to see this remake. But I'm trying to experiment more with more complicated shots like these, with, you know, a photo of a face pasted on top of a wooden railway model and stuff like that. So let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see more complex shots like these. Complex in quotation marks. They're complex to edit. They're not complex to shoot. By the way, I haven't got a lot of comments about where's the Wooden Railway series. I know I did that whole live stream a few years ago about like, hey, here's all the stuff that's coming. I've actually got bit by the writing bug over the last few days, and I've written, I think I banged out a first draft of a script for an episode, and I'm working on another episode draft right now. So stuff is being done on that, and obviously I've shot this remake completely in secret. I haven't said anything about it on my social media. I got bit by the filming bug again. I'm getting more into filming with these models here. So if you've ever wondered the amount of equipment it takes to shoot one of these update videos, we have a light on a tripod. We have another tripod here where this phone is going to go. You'll see the video from this angle right here. And we have another tripod with another phone with a completely custom Lego built tripod to hold said phone for a secondary camera angle. I'm attempting to shoot this update video. So I'm going to attempt to shoot this update video in one take. Last year I shot it in 2 takes with the other camera angle being over here, but I'm going to try to do it in 1 take this year. Cut down on production time. And we have a all-new suit look this year. Last year I was wearing my navy suit. This year I have a all-black one. This is what I call my funeral suit, as well as my wedding one. I've worn this to a wedding, and I've actually never worn this to a funeral, but in case I ever need one. So I'll see you all when filming completes. Also, you'll notice there's a bed back here. We've completely redone this bonus room. In case you were wondering, the couch is now in the basement because that thing is old and dying, and my parents got a new bed and put their old one up here. They said, and I quote, "Get your crap out of the bonus room because we're turning it into a guest room." They didn't even consult me if, like, I wanted it to be a guest room, but I got to keep some of my stuff in here. We've still got the gaming systems and everything, and there's some of my stuff on that shelf, but this is no longer my bonus collection room, unfortunately, so I've had to cut down on a lot of stuff, but it's fine. It just means I can cut back on collecting, which means I can save more money, because I'm not making anything right now at my job, so. Alright, I'll see you all after the update's finished. Don't take me away from the sea, boys! I don't know why I did a salty impression there, but hello, I'm going to show you all my new recording setup here. It's been a I know I'm going to say it's been a bit, but to you guys, it's literally the next clip. So, hi, it's been a minute for me, though. I'm sitting here in my closet, just getting ready to record for some narrations. I've got the books over here. I'm going to do Diesel 10. I guess I could show you the cover. That would be nice. Diesel 10 means trouble tonight, and then hopefully, if I'm feeling up to it, Thomas and the Naughty Diesel. So, those are on the list, and this is the new setup. I've always had this tripod in here, even when I used my Samsung Galaxy S6 to record audio for HMR and stuff, but now I have my fancy schmancy Blue Yeti microphone now, which I was so very fortunate to find at Target. They had this model marked down for 50% off. I still have no idea why. The microphone was completely unopened. It works perfectly. I don't know why they had it for 50% off. That had to be God saying, hey, your mic quality needs to be improved. And it definitely has been with this microphone, especially during the live streams. So I'm very, very blessed to have this mic in my life now. You can see up here, my closet's not really in the best of shape. A goal for the first half of 2023 is to completely gut these shelves, and by gut I mean take everything off. I don't mean remove the shelves because I need the shelves, but take everything off, see what needs to go, because there's a lot of stuff in here that needs to go. A little bit of renovations a few weeks ago. The floor used to not be visible. I hate admitting that, but the floor was not visible in here. I removed and bagged up a bunch of clothes that no longer fit me, so those are going to go to Goodwill at some point. They're no longer in here, so that's nice. But like I said, the goal for the first half of 2023, a complete reorganization of these shelves, because they are just a mess right now. I mean, I've got a throw pillow. I have no idea why. I think that came from our guest bedroom now. It used to not be a guest bedroom. It was my bonus collection room, but I think I explained in the previous clip that my parents got a new bed, and they said, hey, we're going to put our old bed upstairs in the bonus room and make it a guest room, so get your stuff out. Did they ask me my opinion on it? No, but, you know, there's a throw pillow there. And I've got, like, that voodoo. Okay, that voodoo can has been there since I recorded... Oh, what video was it that I opened up of... It was the Halloween update. That's what it was. I opened that up on camera and did, like, a funny thumbnail for that. That's been there since Halloween. That needs to go. That needs to go in the garbage. My Easter basket's up there, and then the Thomas Home Video Collection, part of it is there. I'm thinking about taking the VHS tapes out and putting them in here of my cabinet, because I've started getting a few more VHS tapes, and the Thomas stuff is just taking up too much room. Speaking of VHS, look at this nice little shelf I found at a Goodwill for $10. I had to buy a new pair of whatever these are, bracket things, I can English, to put this, no, it was this shelf. This one had brackets, but this one did not, so I had to buy a pack of those. I felt like a real man because I walked into Lowe's without my father with me. CDs up here, this is just overflow from what couldn't fit in this thing. TV shows, Game of Thrones, all 8 seasons, Bored to Death, The Chosen, and then I think that's One Tree Hill back there. The whole complete series of that. I got too much shit in this room. That's really what it boils down to, is I got too much shit, and a lot of it can go. So, or at least a lot of it can be stored in a more economical way. Please don't judge me on my messiness. I'm not showing you behind me because that's awful. Here's how my thought process works. When I try to, like, clean stuff, I tackle it in different sections. So when I randomly made the choice on a weekday a few weeks ago to clean this portion of my closet, I was like, I'm tackling this area right here. I'm getting the floor clean, and I did that. By the way, I'm sitting down right now. In case you couldn't tell, sitting in this desk chair. This was actually my dad's old chair, and I brought it up from the basement. And this is the chair that Hope uses in live streams now. And I was able to clear out this area of the closet, so that's where this chair will live when I'm not using it. Okay, I'm not saying that we're living in 1984, but I think we're living in 1984. I'm so funny. Laugh! You're sitting in your desk chair, and you're looking outside, and you just see the tree line just at an almost 90-degree angle because of how bad the winds are right now. We're living through an unprecedented event. Well, I guess not unprecedented. I've been through a windstorm like this before, but 70-plus mile-an-hour winds today. And I felt it, man. I was walking out of work, and the wind was to my back, and it felt like I just wanted to lift up my legs, and it would carry me to the car. I mean, it's crazy out there right now. Any of you guys that live in Kentucky or in the area that's being affected by this, I hope y'all are safe. It'll be a while till you all see this portion of the video, but I hope you guys are staying safe out there, because it's bad. I just saw some pictures on my Facebook. Somebody from GE, General Electric, that works at their plant, had their car crushed because the wind blew over a parking sign, some large pole structure, and it fell down on this person's car, and it was completely destroyed. Hope that person gets everything sorted out all right. I'm glad I parked away from any of those pole things today. We have at UPS, we have these giant poles with like a number and a letter telling you what row that you're in for the parking lot, because our parking lot's huge. And the doorbell just rang. I mean, you can see back there, just looking through my window here, look at those trees. They don't normally sway like that. Well, look who decided to join. Come here, Rosie. What are you doing? Who is at the door? She never answers my questions. Okay, what do we do during a windstorm, folks? A. God f***. Okay, folks, what do we do during a windstorm? A. Stay home. B. Go out. C. All of the above. The correct answer is C, all of the above. I'm trying to go to Hope's house right now. Actually, she's not home yet, but holy crap. I would show you this on camera, but I can't because I'm driving. I just drove past this restaurant that I guess caught on fire, because there's fire trucks everywhere over there. It's like a madhouse. I'm driving past this entire building. Oh my gosh, there's no power anywhere over here. Look how dark it is now. Usually everything over here is lit up because it's got power, but everything is out. What's over here? Furniture Fair, a B-Dubs, Pizza Hut. How will we ever get our mediocre pizza? I feel like I'm driving out during the apocalypse or something. Like, god dang, look at all this. Like I'm showcasing it on YouTube. That would be something that would happen, though. Like, some crazy dude would be just running around, had the video camera, just like, hey, look at this, it's the apocalypse. Like and subscribe. You and me, we're gonna see if Game Exchange is still open or not. Their lights are on. Their open sign is not, though. Let's see. Caution, wet floor, watch your step. No, they're closed, man. I don't blame them, though. It's crazy out here. I see the Target sign is illuminated. Chick-fil-A is still popping. I guess everybody wants to get their Jesus chicken before Jesus himself returns. Can I just say I hate when it rains? Because the way I like to keep my temperature inside of the car, it conflicts with my windshield, because when it rains, my windshield fogs up and I can't see crap unless I turn on the front defrosters. It's ridiculous. Should I reset my temperature control? Probably, but then I'm not comfortable. And if I'm not comfortable, then I'm angry. And if I drive angry, I'm gonna kill a man or a woman. You know, I don't discriminate. But it seems like Target is open. I'm probably gonna run into a bunch of panic buyers, but this will be fun. Send me a comment if you have ever been out and about during the apocalypse, and we can share stories of how we braved how he braved bad weather to help Thomas. That's a reference. That's a reference that you all know. Why are these Mario toys, like, kind of cool? Like, I haven't seen the movie yet, but if the toys are any indication, I mean, hopefully the movie's gonna be pretty decent. Because, I mean, this Mario figure is pretty sweet. I don't see any, I guess, maybe they don't have a Luigi out yet. All I see is Mario, Toad, and Peach. At least that's all that's here. Well, that was a fun Apocalypse Target trip. What do you guys think? I didn't talk about this in the video, but I got Ned D. He was on clearance. Well, I guess technically not clearance. They call it a sale. But, I mean, they knocked off like $12 off the price. So he was originally like $30-something, like $31, $32.99. He's dropped down to $22.04. So, I mean, it's not technically a clearance price, I guess, but they knocked him down a peg. They did that with the Imperial Officer and the Shore Trooper. They were both... What did I just hit? I think I hit something. Uh-oh. It's okay, though. It's probably the curtain. But they were originally like $26.99, which is ridiculously stupid for a Black Series figure, even if it is an exclusive, which both the Shore Trooper and the Imperial Officer are. Both of them are from Andor. They knocked both of those figures down to like $18.60 something, which after tax would be like the standard price of a Black Series figure when the line first launched, which was $19.99. Remember those days when you weren't paying out the wazoo for your figures? I say this as someone who got an Umbra ARC Trooper from GameStop last night for literally $10. That was with a 30% off sale, as well as a couple of $5 off reward coupons that I had got from GameStop. So it wasn't like I just barged in and held a gun to the guy's face and said, give me this Umbra ARC Trooper for $10. If I did that, I would have said, give me this Umbra ARC Trooper for free. I'm not stupid. You better get your spring. See your spring? You like your spring, don't you? You like your spring, don't you? Alright, it's a few days after I filmed the first portion of the update video, and now I'm back to shoot the second portion in my best attempt at a ridiculous Jerry Seinfeld S90s look here. This is the most 90s shirt I could find in my closet, at least the stripes, like that'll work. And then the mismatched, you know, I've got different pants on than the color of the jacket, and even a little look to the cookie lane little button there. And then the Space Invaders tie is really what gets me, because this thing is too short for me, so that's why it's down a little bit, and plus the button up here, my neck is too big, so the button won't button. So we have a PSA for all of you coming to the movie theater in the next few months or so, or just for the rest of your life, because apparently we need to go over the rules of etiquette.
So this girl was in one of our seats. He was like, hey, that's our seat. She goes, there's 2 open seats down there. First of all, I don't think the 2 seats were together that she was talking about.
No, they weren't.
And he was like, no, these are our seats. You're going to move. And she was like, well, there's 2 seats over there. You can go down there.
No,
and
she didn't even say that. She went, with her big-ass eyeballs, she went.
and
So I said, that's nice. You're going to move.
And she did. And then she told her boyfriend, trade seats with me. I don't want to sit by them. And I was like, I told her, I said, you're childish. And she goes, how am I childish? I said, you're mad that you took our seats, make it make sense. Of course, she had nothing to say to me, nor her greasy-haired ass boyfriend. So...
She said it when she was, like, right next to me. Like, she was maybe that far from me, so I heard every word of it. So I'm like, cool, I don't want to sit by you either. So I sat my ass in the seat.
And then as I'm trying to find our seats, keep in mind, the trailers are still on. I have my flashlight on, pointed down, just, like, looking at the floor. Somebody says, turn off your flashlight! So... I don't know how much I'm allowed to say on here, but I basically said, shut up with your... Did I say stupid ass? Yeah, probably.
You said stupid ass, probably.
Because I really was not the one tonight.
I mean, if somebody comes up and shows you their ticket, which we did, and I said, look, these are our seats. And I asked nicely first, can you please move? But after I said, no, you're gonna move.
Not you looking like a water bug right now. It was just the most disrespectful group of people, and I am actually, believe it or not, a decent human being. But when you get an attitude with me, I can't just, like, deal with it. I don't have the capacity to just take that off people.
Like, immediately, can you please move? You're in our seats.
And then when you're rude, no.
There are 2 open seats over there. I'm like, those aren't the seats I paid for.
There are 2 open seats over there that you guys can sit in.
That you 2 can sit in that are probably your seats.
But at the moment...
Scoochie.
If you wanted these, babe, you should have got online a little bit earlier to snag them. But unfortunately you didn't. So here are the consequences to your actions, sister.
And the other announcement. Don't bring your child to the movie theater. If they are...
Can I just say...
If they're under 3,
there was a
they should be banned.
They were in a fight scene and I hear, Mama, what the hell? What?
Don't bring your young children to the movies. I don't care if it's animated. I don't care if it's Minions: The Rise of f***ing Gru. Don't bring them to the movie theater. That pisses me off. That actually pissed me off more than the disrespectful jackass. Wow. That made me more angry because I kept hearing it throughout the entire thing. I was more annoyed at the kid and more annoyed at the group of teenagers that were sitting next to you that wouldn't shut up. The entire thing just... Shut up!
But did you hear those guys trying to outlaugh each other? There's a scene that was like mildly funny and somebody would go, ha ha ha, and then somebody in the back would go, ha ha ha!
They were the people that bought the seats that we were in before.
Oh, was that?
Yeah. So I hate them.
Trying to be louder than each other. I thought that was kind of funny.
I didn't. No? The scene itself wasn't very funny to begin with.
No,
and
I
they're
didn't
like,
think the scene...
Basically what we're saying is if you're going to go to the movie theater, it ain't your f***ing couch. Be respectful to the other people around you. And the other people around you will be respectful to you as well. But if you're going to cop an attitude, especially with her, you've made an enemy for the rest of your life. But yeah, Creed 3 was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I still think Creed 2 is the best one. I absolutely love that movie in every way, shape, and form. But Creed 3 was pretty good. I don't get the criticism of it being like an absolute boring mess. I didn't think it was boring at all. I thought it flew by. I mean, when we get to the final fight at the end, I'm like, dang, it's already almost over. I think I appreciated it even more because these last 2 days I've watched Creed 1 and 2 again to prepare for this one. And if you haven't seen Creed 3 yet, I highly recommend watching the first 2 going into it because you're going to get more out of it. There's a lot more references to the first 2 in this third one. However, one thing that really doesn't make me happy is we never find out what happened to Rocky. Rocky's not in Creed 3. Sylvester Stallone didn't come back for it. I don't know why, scheduling conflicts maybe, but we don't find out what happened to Rocky. Like, he's barely ever mentioned. I think he's mentioned once. And it's in passing reference to the fight with Apollo. It's not like, oh, here's what Rocky's doing now. Where is he?
Stop, it was gonna be a cute video. What the f***? I was trying to have fun with you. Do that thing you were doing. That's not what I meant. No. Like, ow! If you bite me, I swear to God, I'll take you to the Humane Society. Look, just... Stop. Look like that. Ow. Stop, ho.
I really don't think she's a fan.
They're making these? Yes, yes. This pirate trend that she's come up with, Jerry, this is going to be the new look for the 90s. You're going to be the first pirate. But I don't want to be a pirate.
You know, I gotta say, walking alone through a hospital at almost 9 o'clock at night, it hits different. Why was I wandering around a hospital at nearly 9 o'clock at night? Well, for one thing, I wasn't wandering around. I was making my way to this spot. And for another, it is because my dear fiancée Hope has had yet another surgery. I say yet another surgery because it seems like she goes in for one every other week. Don't worry though, she's not offended by that joke. She knows that, yeah, she goes in for a lot of surgeries. Don't worry, she's fine now. By the time that this video comes out, she will be home, resting, recovered, mostly. I'll explain the procedure here in just a moment. So what she went in for is this surgery where they open up your stomach, basically. There's a little port-sized hole at the bottom of your stomach that drains out all the food once it's been digested and processed. Hers wasn't functioning correctly. It hasn't been functioning correctly for quite some time. So, she had a gastric stimulator put in, which is a little electronic thing that stimulates the hole where her stomach would empty out of. I don't know why I'm doing this. You can't see my hand as I'm doing that. So there was this little piece of technology that was literally put inside of her. She had wires coming out of her nose because she had this little bag that she had to control it with. It was quite interesting, to say the least, to see her deal with that. However, to avoid having to put another gastric stimulator inside, this one being permanent, there's another procedure that she opted for, which basically the doctors go in and they clear up any scar tissue that has formed around the stomach porthole thing. I went to see her. I was up there for like, I don't know, a couple hours, and she's very sleepy right now. She really just wants everybody to leave her alone so she could go to bed. So I am heading back to her house right now because I'm staying the night over there with her animals, that being Leia, Lando, and then all the other ones that don't belong to us. Penny, Puddles, Bubbles, and Hazel. Hazel's her cat that doesn't like me, and I don't like her either, so... Once again, I've reached the same conundrum. They have plenty of grief cargas. Grief cargas, as far as the eye can see. They have plenty of Landos, if you want one of them. They even have some Bill Burr. And a couple Obi-Wans. And even this guy. Look, there's the other Obi-Wans. They got plenty of this Imperial Officer dude. You have one Grogu. A couple of Antok Merriks. And an Axe Woves. But no Darth Maul. Although I will say though, they don't have the Grand Inquisitor, and they don't have Aayla Secura. So there's that. I think I might pull the trigger on Axe Woves. I don't know though. I'm thinking about it. Okay, so apparently Darth Maul is like the biggest figure in the history of figures, because I can't find this guy anywhere. You saw it. You saw the footage. You saw that they had the rest of the wave. Most of it, at least. They didn't have Aayla Secura or the Grand Inquisitor, but they had Migs Mayfield. They had Grief Karga. They had Axe Woves. They had freaking Grogu. And no Darth Maul. No Darth Maul. The one that I wanted out of all the others. I did not leave empty-handed, though. I grabbed a Migs Mayfield. I decided over this than Axe Woves. I had Axe Woves in my hand for quite a while, but I decided on fucking Star Wars, Bill Burr here, because at one of my local comic shops, I think they have plenty of Axe Woves in stock, and I have $25 off of an order coupon to use there, so I will probably use that for him either tomorrow or Friday or something like that, and I don't know if they have Mix Mayfield, so I thought, you know what, why not? I hadn't found him in the wild yet, and I like Bill Burr, and I like Mix Mayfield, so that figure's pretty cool.
It's all in the game. The name.
Alright, so I just got out of seeing Shazam! Fury of the Gods. My thoughts on Shazam 2, I think the movie's fun. The thing that I found most interesting about it is how much of a push there is for a sequel to Shazam. Knowing that James Gunn is rebooting the DC universe, the Zack Snyder stuff is done, over with. Shazam is a casualty of the Zack Snyder universe. It's never been specifically said if Shazam actually takes place in the Zack Snyder universe. At least I don't think it has. It hasn't been stated in any of the movies. He hasn't met... Well, no, he had Superman in the first Shazam, so I guess technically it does, but you never see Superman's face. It's weird how much of a push there is for a sequel for this movie. There are 2 post-credit scenes in Shazam! Fury of the Gods, and they both set up sequels that I don't think we're gonna get. It's giving me major Black Adam vibes, because in Black Adam, spoiler I guess, Henry Cavill's Superman shows up at the end, and then like 2 weeks after Black Adam hit theaters, it was announced that James Gunn's taking over at DC Studios, and then Henry Cavill's out, so that post-credit scene's not going to lead to anything. And I fear that's the same case with this Shazam movie, because both of the post-credit scenes set up sequels to Shazam. I just don't know if we're going to get it or not, especially since Shazam 2 bombed its opening weekend. It made abysmal money. It did abysmally at the box office, and that stinks because I like Shazam 2. I thought it was pretty fun. It was very light. It doesn't really have a lot of substance. It's not very serious. It's just a fun romp. Zachary Levi, I think, is amazing in the Shazam role. I really hope he doesn't get fired or recast or anything, because I think he's the perfect person to play Shazam. He has the right amount of charisma and seriousness to his performance that carry that character. His co-stars around him are all very good. I thought Helen Mirren as the villain in this movie was a bit weak. All the villains in this movie are kind of weak, though. She has, like, 2 sisters. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, even though it'll be a while since Shazam 2 came out when this video releases, but for your all's sake, because I assume a lot of you haven't seen it, because, again, it bombed at the box office, so I'm trying to avoid spoiler territory here. But Helen Mirren does have 2 sisters in the movie. It's another big, heavy CGI spectacle style movie. Between this and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, I think I enjoyed this more. And it's kind of weird saying that because, you know, Ant-Man and the Wasp, I was so hyped for that movie, and the more that I think about it, the more it just continues to let me down in ways I didn't think it would. I hate that I have to admit that, because I was so excited for Quantumania, because I thought Kang would carry that movie, and Jonathan Majors does carry that movie, but it doesn't carry it over like the finish line for me. Now this is the opposite when I talk about John Wick 4. Holy balls, John Wick 4 was so f***ing good. And I use that word because holy shit, John Wick 4, you guys have got to see it. If you had told me in 2014, when the first John Wick came out, this little indie film starring Keanu Reeves killing people because Russian goons killed his dog, would spawn a franchise that millions of people around the world would grow to love, I would have said you were insane. But damn, Lionsgate did it. They gave us 4 excellent John Wick movies, because John Wick 4 is amazing. Just the amount of action sequences in John Wick 4 is amazing, and how they're staged, how they're shot. The movie is shot beautifully. It looks way better than it has any right to look. Again, avoiding spoilers for John Wick 4, just in case anybody who's watching this hasn't seen it yet. But wow, you have got to see it. It is 3 hours of glory. I bought Plane today on 4K. I haven't been like excited to pick up anything at like brick and mortar stores in quite a while. I used to do this all the time back when I was in high school. I can remember like when Doctor Strange came out, when Logan came out. There was more fanfare for physical media, and honestly, like the only places I saw even saying that Plane was coming out was Blu-ray.com had something about it, of course, but a couple of the physical media channels I watch on YouTube, they had something coming out about it. But I don't know, it was different way back when, and I say that like it was a billion years ago, but it feels like that. It was in like 2018, even like 2014. I can remember channels like John Flickinger would like make these vlogs with going out to buy the movies, like Captain America: The Winter Soldier, X-Men: Days of Future Past, or Whiplash. There was just more fanfare around physical media releases. Now it just kind of feels like it's been pooped out. I didn't even pick up Wakanda Forever when that first hit store shelves, but that was mainly due to a price thing. It's not that I didn't love the movie. I loved Wakanda Forever. I've watched it on Disney Plus now, so I've seen it twice, and I still think the movie's fantastic, but that price point of like $33.99 that Disney tried to pull with that, it would have wound up being $35 after tax, and that's not even for a steelbook. Garcia then. What you doing, buddy? You're such a sweet man. Well, folks, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it seems that the What I Was Doing While I Was Dead vlog for 2023 is coming to an end. I've been back posting on YouTube for about 3 weeks now. At the time I'm recording this video, next week is when Home Media Review Season 5 starts, so I figure now's a good time to end it. I probably could have stopped it 3 weeks ago when I officially came back, but I was having too much fun. As you saw in the previous clip, I've been hanging out with my aunt and uncle's dog, Sheldon. They are, I think, in Missouri right now. My aunt is a registered nurse. She was speaking at a conference out there, so they're gone for spring break, and I was tasked with making sure that good old Sheldon J. Cooper here stays alive while they're gone. He can be kind of an ass sometimes, but he's a good dog. I like him a lot. It's not the only thing I've been doing while I've been over there, though. They're gonna come back and be totally surprised to find most of their movie room has been reorganized. They have this like pseudo theater room upstairs that's really nice. I've been using it a lot while they've been gone. But the thing is, okay, their movie collection, for one thing, it's mostly DVD. That's something that doesn't really gel well with me, but that's fine. You know what? As long as they have a collection, I don't really care what medium it is. But their movies had no organizational system. So you would have something like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre next to, I don't know, Barbie and the magical mop handle or something. Like, this doesn't seem right. So over the last few days, I've been taking all of their movies off of the shelves, organizing them by genre, and trying to do the best that I can to make their collection look better. It's kind of funny because on this shelf out here, it's the first shelf that you see when you walk into the theater room. So it's like you want those to be your tentpole movies. Like you want people to see that and go, wow, can't believe he's got this movie. I can't believe he's got, you know, like Pulp Fiction or something on DVD. Wow, that's amazing. Delving into the whole psychology of it here, but like this shelf was just a total mess. Not like a mess in terms of there were movies scattered everywhere. Like they were neatly put on the shelf, but you had like the complete series of Everybody Loves Raymond next to Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something like that. Like it just didn't look right. So what I did was I organized the shelves by genre. So on top, they had a ton of comedies. I feel like that's the genre they like the most. So we got comedy up here. Most of these are comedies. Below the comedies is most of their animated stuff and like family-oriented films. You got some live-action Disney stuff thrown in there, Tinkerbell and all that kind of stuff. Most of their like animated Pixar stuff is in this shelf as well. Then the shelf down below that is like kind of miscellaneous. I really kind of had trouble filling this one up because I didn't want to do just drama films. So I kind of split this one up in between science fiction, action, thriller, some horror. There's that Texas Chainsaw Massacre I keep talking about. It's just like miscellaneous stuff, like the Lord of the Rings movies are in this, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are in this shelf. And then down below that is more comedy and more family-oriented films. All their DreamWorks stuff wound up down here, and, you know, stuff like, I don't know, Nutty Professor I think's down here too, and they had a couple Madea movies, which I'm not going to judge them on, but I was kind of surprised too at how many TV shows they owned, because, you know, not a lot of people buy TV shows on physical media, because, you know, if you have cable, you think that they're just going to be on there forever and you're going to have the opportunity to watch them whenever you want. But they had like the aforementioned not complete series of Everybody Loves Raymond. Actually, they're missing season 7, but there's most of it in here. And then Stranger Things season 1 over there, Seinfeld, 3 seasons of Arrested Development, Punky Brewster for some reason. But their TV shows are now in this like little closet they have in the movie room. My uncle put up these shelves here to store more movies in it. But that's on the far end of the closet. The end that's closest to the door is where your overflow is. This is where I had to put extra titles, like a lot of the children's oriented films, like the Barbie movies they have 2 daughters, so of course they grew up watching like Strawberry Shortcake and Barbie and all that stuff, but that's in the closet now, so nobody has to see it. They had a lot of VeggieTales stuff too. That's also part of these shelves. I had to keep the Blu-rays in the closet. The Blu-rays were kind of scattered throughout the room. You had a couple Blu-rays that were on the main shelf when you walked in the room, and a lot of them that were in the closet. I'm like, I want the Blu-rays to be together. I didn't have enough room to put the Blu-rays on the main shelf when you first walk into the room, because they don't have a lot of Blu-rays. They have maybe like the stack that's like this big. So I had to put those in the closet, which that's fine. It just hurts me a little bit. They don't have a lot, but that's okay. I'll live. Not beholden to this organizational system I have going here. They don't have to keep it that way. I won't be offended if they change it up. It's their movie room. They can do what they want with it, but to me, it felt like it needed some more organization to it, because again, you don't want something like Silence of the Lambs next to VeggieTales, It's a Meaningful Life. That doesn't make sense. I also think that movie room is where Hope and I are going to record a new Let's Play tonight for the Mario Brothers movie that's coming out today, actually. We're going to see that tonight, so that will be a lot of fun. My uncle has a Nintendo 64 that we're going to break out and maybe shoot a couple videos with. So anyway, folks, that pretty much wraps up the What I Was Doing While I Was Dead vlog for 2023. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching this. I had a lot of fun making it. It's always kind of fun to go back and watch this footage and be like, oh, I did that in January, I did that in February. Most of January, I was at my aunt's house watching cricket. Seems like that was just yesterday, when really it was a few months ago. That's how time works. I want to thank you guys so very much for watching, for sticking out with me throughout this whole vlog system, and for being patient with me as I returned to YouTube. I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos I've been putting out recently. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. As always, good everybody.
Unafraid to dream the dream. Oh, even as we swam